I'm Wouter IJzermans. I'm the Executive Director at the BEPA, the Batteries European Partnership Association. So what we really see is that we need to get our act together in Europe to build this integrated value chain, which means that we have to take all these wonderful innovations that we come up with in the lab and make sure that we're able to produce them. Therefore, it's really important to link the research community to the industrial community. And on top of that, we need to reskill over 800,000 people to make this happen. So we have quite a lot to do, but we're geared up for it. So what we definitely will see is that we will try to push to make things cheaper by producing in larger scale, but also we'll see that we'll be able to adapt the batteries more to the uses that they are. So right now the developments have been driven by electrical vehicles, but we see huge shifts also for heavy-duty vehicles and maritime, and we have to have stationary storage for in the grid, and you will see more focus on the different applications and how that will affect the battery development. So we need to develop new technologies that are less dependent on them. We need to, for the raw materials that we still need, make sure that we have the processing capabilities here on the continent. And lastly, we also need to be looking at this from a very system level to see how we can actually change the way we use the batteries so that we use less of them and use less of those resources. So from the public side, we really need to see that there's a need for a consistent push and also to not be too afraid to invest. What we now see happening in other continents is that the governments invest a lot of money, and it's something that we have always been afraid of in Europe, so we don't want to pick winners. But I think that it's really necessary to boost the funds that go into both research and upscaling from the industry side. What's inspiring here is to see is that you really have the three main actors on board, so that there's this industrial ground layer which is already there in the Basque country. Now it's coupled with this push for knowledge in all the research organization, but there's also the government who sort of sees this, acknowledges this and bundles it going forward. So that's something that's definitely also other regions can learn from. And I think one of the most important things that the Basque country can do is also to reach out to other regions, so whether it's just in France across the border or even in other parts of Europe, to make sure that it's further integrated into this European network of battery producing regions.